Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today guys, I'm going to show you how to make this small boat motor, because why not? I was making it yesterday because I was bored, but then I thought to myself, you know, since the normal boat motor is a lot bigger, why not make a smaller one? As you see, because if you have a smaller boat, that big motor is going to look stupid. And of course, if you're going to make a boat with a custom boat motor, you would obviously make these boat motors, which is, what is it called? Boat motors. So yes, you would make the boat motors invisible, apart from this one, of course. I'll refer to this one as a custom boat motor, or the Mauve boat motor, or whatever. And yes, guys, what it can do is, if I unanchor, I can spin it, as you see. You know, because why not? Add some animation to it. And yes guys, why won't it turn off? And yes guys, before we get into the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, don't forget to smash that like button, and now let's begin. So guys, I'm using this as guidance, so of course I don't screw up or anything like that. And yes guys, apart from that, first of all, place two wooden rods on top of each other, so one on the ground, one on top, you know the drill. Then of course, an ice block is what I recommend because, you know, it has that cool texture. And what other dimensions do we have? Now of course, you want to scale down by 0.5 blocks. And what else do we have to do? Yes, scale it another 0.5 blocks forwards. No, 0.5 studs. That's it. So, as you see now guys, set your rotate to 45, and of course just place it, scale it down by a stud, and of course repeat that, do it again. And of course guys, after that, place a block on the fuel tank, scale it down, and of course cover those, you know, annoying corners. And of course guys, we can't do everything at once. So now of course set your scale to 0.25 and scale it down by 0.25 of course. Then of course scale in by 0.25, and now of course set your scale to 0.5, and as you see on this curve here, you want to look in a bit and scale up by 0.5, and of course, how are we going to solve this? And of course, scale both of them up by 0.05 remember, so as you see it there, if I just show you what it was. So, oh wow, now this is a bit cringy. So it was something like this, as you see guys, and now of course you would want to scale so it's something like that. Hope you guys understood that part because I stuttered terribly. Now of course we're going to get our scale 0. We're going to carefully scale out a bit, so you might want to zoom in deeply. Now of course we want to be really careful so we can get rid of those annoying corners. I hope you guys get through this okay. If not, let me know in the comments and I'll restart the video. And of course guys, we've got the fuel tank done, and now of course let's make it a bit shorter by 0.2 I guess. 0.2 would be fine. I mean, close enough I guess. And now of course guys, you want to do, this is where things get easier now. So we got that out of the way. Now let's do the stand or whatever it's called. I know that's the fuel tank and that's the propeller, but I'm guessing this is like the underside, so the thing that sticks in the water, so you better do that. So we simply place a block on the body part of the blocky part of the fuel tank, as you see. So what I highlighted in white, place a block on it, set your scale to 0.6 I guess. Yes, that would do. And of course guys, it obviously won't do, so another 0.2. Still doesn't work, so I guess another 0.05. 0.05. Now it looks better. Now, of course, we want to make it a little thinner, as you see, so it's in, well, actually, a little bit inside. You know, a little. So, I don't know how to explain it into words, but it's shifted. Never mind. So now, of course, set your scale to 0.2 and scale it till the length. No, that'd be the width. Oh man, it's so much complications. So basically, the dimension of this block has to be 0.3 to 0.6 and 0.1 studs away from whatever it's called, the curve of the fuel tank. English does lack some words, to be honest, guys. Now, of course, set your scale to 1, scale down by 1 stud, and then scale up again by 0.2. Then place a block on the end, and of course, we just need to make a lovely little cube, well, not a cube, a cuboid, actually. And of course, as you see, this will look good. So you need a cuboid that is 0.4 by 0.4 by 0.9. I'm only going to read out the dimensions just to save complications, as you see. Now, of course, by the looks of, yeah, it looks alright. Now, of course, guys, you might want to save at this point, just in case you lose progress. And of course, I'm going to paint it blue and the, you know, the thing that goes in the water grey, as you see. And now, of course, guys, there's a part on a boat motor where it's sort of like, don't know what the use is, but it's on all of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a block on the stick here, or on the panel, or whatever. We're going to scale up by 0.4 and flat it out. Then, of course, we're going to cross it, so it's a little bit behind, you know. So it's 0.2 studs away from the stick or whatever. I don't know what it's called. And of course, we're going to make the stick a little thinner. I'm just going to call it the stick, because why not? And now, let's make the flat part a lot thinner, as you see. So we need to get a piece that's about 0.8 by 0.2 by 1.2. Now, of course, rotate your block by 45 degrees, place it on the panel, and of course flatten it out so it's, you know, the same height as the panel. So of course, set your scale to 0.9, scale down and up on both sides, so you should get a piece like this. Now, of course, scale it in, so you get a 0.4 by 0.4 square. And of course, do it again, so you get a 0.6 by 0.6. And set your scale to 0.1. And scale them in on both sides. And of course, again, so you get a 0.6 by 0.6. Now, of course, back to 0.05. That's not going to do it. So, now, of course, guys, set your scale to 0.02 and scale it so it gets thinner, as you see. So you should get a 0.58 by 0.58 square. Looks cool, doesn't it? Now, of course, do it again. So you get 0.56 by 0.56 square. And now, of course, I'm going to paint it grey. You guys choose whatever colour you want. Now, of course, guys, last thing, the propeller. And of course, all we have to do now is just place a block. And of course, scale in. So it's 0.2 blocks thick. And now, of course, set your scale to 0.9. Set your scale to 0.4. Scale down from the top and up from the bottom. Now, of course, guys, separate it from the motor part by 0.1. So you're going to need to scale it across by 0.1 and leave a gap, because that way, you know, it won't cause any fits or whatever. Now, of course, get a gold block, scale it in so it's overlapping the boat propeller, or the engine propeller, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so basically you place a block, a gold block, or any strong block actually, if you've got a strong block, place it on the propeller, scale it to the propeller by 0.2, so basically it's completely covering it, but make sure it doesn't touch the motor. Set your scale to 0.5, scale always inwards. Then of course get an old car motor, well, old car wheel actually, and of course scale it so it's not touching the core, well, not the core, well, the support of the wheel, as you see, but you want it to be overlapping, so it's like inside a little, so the block should be 1 by 1 by 1.5, in my case it's 1.7. As you see, it's not touching the support. Now of course, we're going to need some rods. I'd recommend using the strongest one, as you see. And now of course guys, once all that's done, you make it all invisible. And now of course I'm going to paint the propeller black, as you see. And now of course we save again because it's important that we don't lose any progress. Now of course, bind it to whatever you want, your car seat, a switch or whatever. I'm going to use a switch. And now of course, if I unanchor and flick the motor on, as you see, it spins. But I forgot one thing. You know the parts that we made invisible? Make sure you turn off collision. As you see, collision turned off so I can walk through. But anyway guys, if you really enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. If you really want more videos like this, smash that like button, and I will see you next time.